In the small town of Willow Creek, nestled among dense forests and rolling hills, there stood an old, dilapidated house at the edge of town. Locals whispered tales of its dark history, claiming it was haunted by the spirits of those who had met tragic ends within its walls. But for Jenna, a curious teenager with a penchant for adventure, the rumors only fueled her desire to uncover the truth. One stormy evening, Jenna and her friends gathered in her attic bedroom for a night of ghost stories and mischief. As the wind howled outside and rain lashed against the windows, they huddled together, eager for thrills. Jenna, always the bravest of the group, suggested they visit the abandoned house on the outskirts of town. Despite protests from her friends, Jenna was undeterred. Ignoring their warnings, she grabbed a flashlight and set out alone into the night. The old house loomed before her, its windows boarded up and ivy creeping up its crumbling walls. Undeterred, Jenna pushed open the creaking door and stepped inside. The air was thick with dust, and the floorboards groaned beneath her feet as she explored the dimly lit rooms. Every shadow seemed to whisper secrets of the past, and Jenna felt a chill run down her spine. But she pressed on, determined to uncover the truth behind the haunted house. As she reached the top floor, Jenna found herself in front of a large ornate mirror covered in dust and cobwebs. Intrigued, she wiped away the grime and gazed into its depths. But instead of her reflection, she saw a dark figure standing behind her, its eyes glowing with malevolence. Terrified, Jenna stumbled backward and fled the house, her heart pounding in her chest. She raced through the rain-soaked streets, the shadowy figure haunting her every step. When she finally reached her home, she collapsed on her bed, trembling with fear. In the days that followed, Jenna couldn't shake the feeling of unease that had settled over her. She avoided mirrors, fearing what she might see lurking within their depths. But no matter how hard she tried to forget, the memory of the shadowy figure haunted her dreams. Then, one night, as Jenna lay awake in bed, she heard a faint scratching at her window. Trembling, she approached cautiously and peered outside. To her horror, she saw the same dark figure from the mirror, its eyes fixed on her with an insatiable hunger. With a scream, Jenna recoiled from the window and backed away, her heart racing in terror. She knew then that the shadow in the mirror was not merely a figment of her imagination. It was something far more sinister, something that hungered for her soul. And as the scratching at her window grew louder, Jenna realized with dawning horror that she was not alone in her room. The shadow had found her, and it would stop at nothing to claim her as its own.